Hi there, this is Dave Bennett, and I'm going to show you what we can do now with the software installer tool on a phone. So, for instance, you're not limited to your work being at the office. You can actually take it with you. That frees you up to be mobile. So let's just show you what we can do. I'm going to start by saying, let's make a new website, and let's go ahead and start by buying a domain name. And we're going to start setting up the website, maybe setting up some categories, and then upgrading some of those installations. And I'm just going to show you how easily this can be done literally from your phone. So here I am, and I'm on my phone, logged in, and I'm going to go first to the GoDaddy app. So you'll see it on the top left part of the screen. You'll see the GoDaddy app. And right next to it, you'll see a WHM client app. And that's where we can actually go into our dedicated server if you have one. In our case, we do. And you can actually go into your dedicated server and deal with your individual websites there. So they're just general things we can do. Then we're going to go to the software installer tool. So first we're going to buy a domain. Then we're going to set the name servers forward to the right place. Then we're going to go create the cPanel account on the server. And then we're going to go into the software installer tool, add it into the list, and we're going to go ahead and put one or more websites up on it. Okay, ready? Let's start by going to GoDaddy first. So I'm going to do that. Now, when you first get the GoDaddy app, you can add your information to it and set up some basic standards, and that just makes your life pretty easy. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is look for a domain name, something that might be open. And let's say I'm just going to create some universal marketing tool here. So I want to create a platform where I can offer other guys a place to advertise for their different industries. So I'm just going to create that marketing portal. So, okay, it's available. So here we go. I could add it to my cart. See the button there? It says $11.99 add to cart. I can click that. And then it immediately says go to the cart. So I can click that. All right. So there you go. Set for 1 year. And if I have a promo code, I can enter it. And if I don't, I can't. And now at the bottom, you'll see how I can proceed to the checkout. I can proceed, or I can just check out with PayPal. Whatever it is that you have on your GoDaddy account, you can go ahead and work with here. Okay? If you're looking for more domains, notice at the top right how it says your shopping cart has one item in it. Well, I can go look for more things. I can go back to the front page and look for more things and come back and I'll see several things on my list. And then if I want to remove an item, you see the remove in blue on the upper right, underneath the 1333 next to USA listing. So I can remove this particular entry from my list, okay? And then I can go ahead and buy whatever I want to buy. And I can remove things, add things, whatever. Okay, see how efficient that is? That really means on my phone, it just takes me a minute to go buy a domain. All right, now what am I going to do? I'm going to remove it anyway just to move on to the next thing because I'm just keeping our time up. So next thing I'm going to do is back on the main screen, see where it says domains, manage your domains. Okay, that's a choice down there. And when I click it, that's great. It gives me my domains to manage. And of course, I've got a lot of domains, really. I could keep seeing more and going through a huge list. So I'm going to look for one, and that's going to be USA I'm going to look for. Hit search. Okay, and take a look at that. I've got different USA accounts, and these are domains that we've set up but not actually structured yet, so they're just in my list waiting. Let's say I was ready to do one of these, so maybe I'll do usa-listings.com. Okay, that's a domain name I want to go ahead and set the name servers for because I'm getting ready to create the cPanel. Okay, so I'm just going to go into that one, and it gives me a number of choices here. I could forward it, so I could forward another domain name to one domain name, something like that. Well, right now, what do I want to do? I want to change the name servers. Okay, they're not going to be, let's just pretend I just bought it. Okay, and so if I go into name servers, okay, I'm going to see the standard GoDaddy name servers. This whole ns11, ns12.domaincontrol.com, that's that kind of thing. Well, I host my domain with another provider, right? Because we use the HostMonster servers, and you might even use a different server. You might use servers from wherever else. So at the bottom there where it says I host my domain with another provider, I'm going to click that. okay? And I can literally change these to name servers. So watch this. The first one, it doesn't matter if it's caps or not. It really doesn't. So I'm going to change it to our server, okay? And then I can even, like, if I can get this right, I can select all, copy, just saving time. And I can come down here, select all, and paste. But of course I have to change the NS1 to an NS2. So now the trick's actually clicking inside of there, which is actually kind of tricky. You just got to long press and hold. Okay, here we go. Now I got to enter this fun little security code here. I'm going to assume I need uppercase characters. All right. And I can save those changes. Okay. And the changes have been submitted, it says. And so what do I need to do now? Yeah, just wait. Okay, domains pending updates cannot be modified now. Yeah, right. It'll take a couple of minutes for the name servers to change, but they're going to change, and that means that my website will be live on my server as soon as I create a cPanel for it. So guess what? I'm done with GoDaddy, so I'm going to close that out. And now I'm going to go into the dedicated server option that we have next to it. What's really funny is we actually have this built into the software installer, but right now it runs off of Excel. So we're going to have to change it to an online form if we want to be able to do this inside our own tool. But we can actually. We can do this inside our own tool. It's just easier from a desktop. So if I go in the WHM client, okay, this is where I can log into my server. And now I can go to accounts when I'm logged in. So literally, if you're not logged into anything, then it'll say, hey, you need to log in. It'll show you the login screen. So you go log in. Then when you do, you see the screen. So anyway, I got to the accounts. Now what do I want to do? I could list the accounts, and I will see a lot of accounts showing me the username and the actual domain name for the account, right? There were a lot of them, okay? There are quite a few. Now, what I need, I'm going to go back. I need to create a new one, right? Because I just got a new domain name, and I set it forward. So it's USA listings. I may as well start there. USA dash, okay, listings.com. Okay, so I need a username for it. I'll make it something like, who knows what, USALIS, and I'll put number 5, okay? I mean, you can do whatever you want. Do I want a quota? No, I don't. I want it to have sort of unlimited access because I'm running this for myself. I'm going to handle it. So I'm going to put 0, which means unlimited. Bandwidth limit. It's weird that's misspelled, but that's okay. The tool works, so I'm going to put a 0. Contact email. Okay, it's going to be, you know, whatever makes sense for me. And in this case, it might be support at theme to HTML. If I'm setting it up for somebody, then I'm going to assume that they're going to create their support at their website. So one thing I might do, as a matter of fact, I'll just make this easier to understand. I might do something like this. Select all, copy, okay. That way I can come down here, I can paste it. Get it? So sooner or later, someone's going to create that email. Okay, what's the password? Well, whatever it is, I'm going to have to change after this. Let me apply an easy password just so I can make this useful. So I'm going to say QWERTY. Okay, there we go. We got QWERTY. All right. Now, I can't move the screen, which seems counterintuitive at first. It's like, how useful can this be? But I discovered all you have to do is hit click to select your plan. Okay, and that's actually the package choice. And I've built different ones for different reasons. But the main one I use is the one called main. Okay, it's what I set up for most people. Okay, so that's the one called main. That allows unlimited add-on domains, unlimited bandwidth, and so on. All the stuff we like to offer our guys on our server. Okay, so now I'm free to do things again. If I want to make it a reseller account, see how that's the bottom option there? I could flip that on. Okay, I'm not going to in this case. I'll leave it off. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever you want. Now I'm going to hit create account. Now again, realize this. I've been explaining what I'm doing as I go. If you're just doing this on your own without any explanation because you're already used to it and you know what you're doing, How long do you think this step takes? Well, so far, the GoDaddy step would have taken what? 2 minutes? And this step would have taken what? 2 minutes? Like 4 minutes in. Okay. So here we go. Let's get that account created. Okay. Now, if I want to go see it, I can go see it. Like, let's say I wanted to remove an account. See how that's the very bottom option? Okay. I could remove an account. Now, if I remove an account, okay, then I could just click on one I want to remove. Okay. And when I click on the one I want, I can just say, yes, remove it. So let me see. I'll go down to the one I just created anyway, which is what, QRSTU. Should be in here. And if it's not, then I just got to wait. Maybe I got to refresh this page. Probably I have to refresh the page. Let me see. Okay. Because it's USA listings. I know that. How many, Okay, I might have to come back actually to see it. I know it's in here, and it would be accessible. And so I just got to go back and find it. Now, the big thing is I want to be able to apply this, okay, to the SI tool. So let's just do that part now, okay? I can always come back and play with it later. Like if it didn't take, I can go at it again, but I'm sure it took. So let me just try something else now. This is the third step. I'm going to open my browser, Safari in this case. You can see it at the bottom. I'm going to open that. And I've got a page open for my software installer tool. Okay, so when you log in there, you have these options, and this is really awesome stuff. We have lately created a very powerful images optimizer. That's the top option you see right now. That's extremely powerful, and it can handle thousands of images very efficiently at the rate of about 90 a minute. And you can literally optimize and keep the clarity, but lose like 60% on average of the weight of your images. And yes, if you have transparent PNGs, it will preserve the transparency. It is checking for that channel and preserving it. And so this is an incredibly cool tool for you or for others to be able to optimize their images just like that. So we built that tool and we incorporated it into the new templates. So I'll show you things for that later. And yes, you can upgrade the old templates with that tool. So this is pretty cool. All right, I just added a new website. So that's what we call a server on this tool. So you see where it says servers? It's the option at the top right now. Okay, so servers. And what we're going to do is add one. Okay, so when I go there, I just scroll down. And this is where I have all my websites. See, I've added them in, okay? And there you go. It's giving me the username for each, and the cPanel, of course, is hiding the password, but I can click on any one of these to see the password and change it, update it, whatever I want to do. I can select all or select some, and I can delete them, and I can put new lists in. So whatever you want to do. All right, so I'm going to add a new host. I'm not going to batch upload because I only have one. I'm just going to add a new host. Okay. What am I adding? Am I adding a cPanel or a whole server? If I'm adding a server, then the username will certainly be root, as you can see. So I just need to add the server address. So in the case of adding my own server, I would add that same server that we set the name servers for, right? And so it would be like this. And then I would put in the password. And what that does is give this tool access to all the websites on the server for certain things I want to do. Like if I want to do page speed analysis, instead of doing it one cPanel at a time, I might want to check all the websites on my server at once. So I would say do page speed analysis on the server. So it will check the pages from the front pages from all of those websites on my server back to back and give me an upfront report. That's cool, right? Okay, well in this case I'm hitting cancel because I want to add a new host, but I just want it to be the one thing I'm doing here. I've already added my server anyway. So let's go to the cPanel account, and you already know what that's going to be. So let's go ahead and get it in here. It was a dash listings. .com. Okay, Username was what? Oh, by the way, you should stop it from autocorrecting for caps because, of course, on a Linux server, whoops, you know, well, actually, it shouldn't matter because it's a domain name. It's just I never thought about it. It might work. It's actually going to check itself, so what the heck? Let's just see if it works. Okay, here we go. Username. I'm going to be careful about caps here. So USALIS, and then I put a number 5. Okay, fine. And then the password, QWERTY. Yes, I'll be getting rid of this when I'm done with the example. So I'm going to submit. Okay. And it's not a proper address. Probably because of the caps. Let's see. Either that or it didn't actually take on the other tool. Did it add it? I don't think it did. Gross to you. No. All right, just to double check real quick, I could go back to my server and list the accounts, okay, and see if it's in there. It's not. So let me go ahead and just add it one more time. I thought I had it, but let me do it one more time. Okay, USA listings. Zero, zero. Yeah. And then. And this is cool because you get to see just how fast this really is. Whoops. I may need to put a number in here or something, so let me throw a number 5 on there. Okay. All right. And really, if you were timing me, how long would it really take to create this? Granted, I should have created it the first time around correctly, but at any rate, you just realize how fast this went, right? Thought I had it. So now I can check my accounts and just see if I see it. It's got to be near the bottom. Yes, I do see it now. See it? It's right in there. Okay, well, fine. Then this thing should work. All right, so let's go back. Here we go. Servers. Let me do this again. Add new host. Okay. Server address. I still have it pasted, I think. So let's see. Paste. Yep. And the username was what? USALIS. And then a number 5. 5. Then the password was the QWERTY and a number 5. Submit. There, it's added successfully. All right. So at this point, we know if we go to it, it's not going to say that it's not connected. It won't be the GoDaddy page. It will actually be a page on our server, right? That it's showing. Basically, this is just showing that there's nothing here, but it's ready for something to be there. Great. So let's go back, because now we want to install a website there, don't we? So let's do it. Let me see. I wanted to make it a listings website, USA listings. So I think I want to put design agency. I just want to put the advertisement, the ad template. That's what I'm going to do. So here we go. I'm going to go down. Let's install a website right now. First of all, where are we going to install it? Well, USA listings. This will be the fun part, is narrowing it in. Whoa, USA listings, done. It found the prefix, and if there was a subdomain, or I'm sorry, an add-on domain, it would be here under domain, because if I hit this, it'll show me the top level domain, and if there are any add-on domains, okay, because you can put it unlimited add-on domains on a cPanel, then it would be in there. Okay, well, it just happens to be the top level right now. All right, so are we going to install to a subdomain or right into the root? Well, we have nothing in the root, and this template I'm going to install now needs to be in the root, so I'll get rid of the subdomain name. Okay, what's the database name? and user. Well, I can just leave them defaults because I've never created a database on here before. So it can be that. Or if I want to be more specific, I can go WAP and just hit the little recycle buttons. And it'll give me a unique database name and user. Okay? Password can be anything, so I don't even care what it is. But if I wanted to care, I could do something like copy the whole user, and then paste it for the password. Okay, like just delete the password, paste it there. Okay, like so even. Whoops. There we go. Now, we're going to upload a website. Is it going to be a local file like from my computer? No, it's not. I can get rid of this thing too. Yeah, so far so good. It's telling me the password's good, not too short or anything. Now I'm going to upload not a local file. It's already in my repository online. Okay, it's in this software installer in the repository, and so I'm going to select that. So now it's got two more buttons for showing the website path, okay, and the SQL file. Most of you probably realize that an interactive website is a collection of two things. A bunch of files that are probably together in a zip file, and separately, a SQL file that has the information in SQL that corresponds to it. Okay, so we're going to select our website and our SQL file. So let's hit the first rotating arrows. Okay, and that gives me access to my entire file repository, which is pretty big. There's a lot of stuff in here, and that is a lot of templates and a 50 template stack and a subdomain tool for installing subdomains and different things, really, really cool things here. Google verification files, if you want that for webmasters, and you can zip up a few together so you can just put up everyone's all at once. Yeah, just really cool things are in here. So let me see, I'm going to hit the directory list because I'm already in the root directory and the current directory. This is where I belong. When you have your access, you'll be in your own directory. And let me hit that directory list. And that's what I have down here to choose from. I got a 50 template stack, so I can upload 50 templates into a panel at the press of a button, really. So that's useless until we have a panel in place. We need a panel first. We add templates to our panel, okay? So let's go down. Auto transfers, that's different. I'll explain that later. That's when you actually pull down a working copy from somewhere else and then put it up in the new place. So you put up a perfect working copy with a panel in a new place. Here's a bulk subdomain creator tool. It's just got a cool little file in it that says this subdomain is done, this subdomain is done, this subdomain is done. Because when we create subdomains, we have to install something. And so we just install this tiny little text file with 20 bits on it, really. Just says this is done. So it doesn't interfere with anything. When you go ahead and install other stuff to those subdomains, then that file is just not even there. So it's never displayed, so it's not a problem. Clients, that's one thing. There's the directory listing tool, that's another thing. A Google verification file, that's for all the Google Webmasters files that you bundle together into a zip file. Then there's landing pages only. That's if you already have a panel and you're going to add some landing pages to that panel. That's why it's landing pages only. It means the templates without the panels. See what the next choice down is? Landing pages with panels. So you can install a panel somewhere with a landing page. Okay? And we're going to select any one of these folders because they have files inside of them. That's the whole point. Locksmiths is just for locksmith files. Subdomain installed verification. Oh yeah, that's different than the bulk subdomain creator. Just different things here and there. So let me see. Now we got template with panels, right? That's for installing a template that has a panel. And then once a panel is installed, you can go add other individual templates only to your panels, right? So that you have a choice of templates to work with inside your panel, okay? Then there's more. All right, let me back up because this is what we want. Template with panels. So I'm going to hit done because that's what I want. And it's going to give me choices, okay? What do I need from here? The zip file that has the template I like, and you guys have seen where the list of these templates are anyway, right? They're on our main website, theme2html.com. If you browse through the templates or browse through the landing pages and you see all those options, they all have names on them, right? Like a ad one, a cargo one, a Cairo one, okay? The reason it says T to HA first in this case is it means it has a panel 2, okay? So there you go. It's a ad 1 is the one that we actually want to do right now. So I'm going to select that. That's just the advertisement I want to put on the front end of my website. Okay. And so right there, it's going to be in here right there. You see it. It's grayed out, but it's right there for the website path. Now I'm going to choose the SQL file. Okay. When I hit those rotating arrows for that, it will assume I need to be in the same folder. And that's good, because I know that. I always make sure that the corresponding SQL file is in the same folder. You know, if we're installing templates only, we don't need a SQL file, okay? You just need the templates. So there is no SQL file inside the templates only folder or the landing pages only folder. Well, there are a lot of templates here, so I got to go to the bottom. That's where the SQL file happens to be. We'll put a filter in here sometime so that when we go looking for a SQL file, it doesn't have all the zips too. It just has the SQL file. There it is at the bottom. So I'm going to hit that green check mark. I'm actually tapping the green check mark to select. Okay, there you go. Now, the user password, that's right here. This is for logging into your administrator panel. You're installing a panel. I guess just to keep this example simple, I'm going to make it QWERTY 5 again. QWERTY and a number 5. Okay, so I'm going to log into the administrator panel with admin and whatever this password is. Okay, security key, not going to be applicable in this case. I'm not worried about upgrades, so I'm just going to throw in anything, like 3 A's. It doesn't really matter. You can put 1 A, as long as you put something in there, because it requires something in there. So it's just going to be a fake key. If I needed a real key, you know, get a hold of me or understand what your package contains and allows for real keys. Okay. Now, the email address, okay, that's for the guy. If he forgets his password and he uses the forgot password feature, something like that, there are other reasons, but who, you know, needs to be contacted? Well, let's assume he created that support at. So then it would be support@usa-listings.com. We just have to remember to create that email address, right? So sooner or later we'll create that email address. Or it could be anyone. It could be any address, right? So that when the guy hits forgot password, it sends him a verification, you know, a new unlock email to the right email address, something he can reach. Okay. Connection.php, we can leave it alone. The only reason it's there is in case your file actually has a different name than connection.php for connecting to the SQL file. That's pretty rare though, especially in our case. All the templates use connection.php. Now, there are file content rules in database rules. This is for advanced users, and if you know why you're using it, there's really no reason you need to do anything with that, okay? So we are actually done. We can hit submit to install this website. Now real fast, I just want to review this page real fast because again, that was a lot of explanation, but it isn't really. All we did was hit subdomains, then individual installation, because we're not doing a batch install, we're just doing an individual website install. And again, let's just think about it. We selected the website we want at the top. It gave us the domain prefix. That's why it's grayed out. You can't change it. Then we selected whether it was the top level domain or an add-on domain. And then we selected whether it had a subdomain. So if it was an add-on domain, it would be a subdomain on the add-on domain. But in this case, it's just the main domain with no subdomain at all. It's, you know, the initial website. Then what? We hit the refresh button for a database name and the refresh button for a database user to get unique databases information. Then what? We selected repository file and we hit the 2 buttons to select which template we're going to add and which SQL file would relate to it. there's only one SQL file in that entire folder because it's the same SQL file for every one of those templates. Okay? And whichever template you install, you only need that one SQL file to correspond to it. Then we decided the password somebody logs into their admin panel with. Then we put whatever for a security key. If you want free upgrades, if you want your admin panel to get the upgrade 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, different things, then you would need a real key. Okay, and so either you're getting those as part of your package with us, or you have them, or you need to buy some. Okay, whatever it is. Keys are pretty cheap. Get a hold of us if you have questions about the keys. Email ID, that's the ID in case he forgot his password or whatever. And then connection.php is in case you need to change it, but you won't. And you'll ignore the bottom two boxes. So again, how long does it really take to deal with this page? Again, 2 or 3 minutes, really. So it's 2 minutes to buy a domain name, set the name servers, 2 minutes to create the cPanel, okay? 2 or 3 minutes to come here and apply it and go and install a website on it, maybe 3. So 10 minutes tops. You know, you can do this when you're sitting in a restaurant, because I'm going to hit submit and do it now. It's telling me I did not add a subdomain, so I am installing this directly to the website root, either the top level domain or the add-on domain, but right in the root. If there were files in there, we could very well override them. You know, if the files we're installing have the same names, we're going to overwrite those. Do we want to proceed anyway? And the answer is yes, because there's nothing there. I am intentionally installing the first template for the first time. So I'm going to hit OK. And if I wanted to overwrite something that was old, I would do this too. Okay? I would install something new on top of something that was old. Or I delete everything that was in the old stuff first. All right, there you go. Now let's go see what this looks like. So we'll come back to usa-listings.com. Let's refresh. There you go. And what do we have? We have our entire website here, and we can log into the admin panel, and we can start dealing with it. By the way, let's just take a look at that real quick. We haven't made the admin panel mobile friendly per se, but we're going to do that sometime soon. We're doing some other stuff first. And so then we'll send all you guys who have these templates the upgrades later, because they're just awesome, you know, when they come out. So what did we say we had to log in with? Let's make sure it works. Admin. And what was the other one? QWERTY5, right? QWERTY and our number 5. And let's just make sure we can log in. Yeah? So I'm in. Now, I'm going to show you something else. Here's an example of upgrading this thing. Say a guy wants to pay for a new feature. Okay? All of these icons, and you can see what they do, all these individual modules. But let me go past that. I want to add a new one called Image Optimizer. So it'll be a new icon that shows up in here too. So it's not there yet, but I can install it really fast. It's an upgrade that I can install. So watch this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go back to subdomains, individual installation, because I'm going to install one. I'm going to select it. Watch how much faster this is going to go. Of course, you don't have so many domains in your list to start, probably, so this will be quicker too. Okay, now again, nothing in a subdomain right now, okay? Here we go. And I don't need a database in this case, okay? Because I'm actually installing updated files on something that already exists. I don't have to erase database password, because if it's not going to create a database user, it will not create the database password. Okay. Let me go to my file repository. Done. Now I'm going to select a zip file from here, and guess what? It's going to be there, T to HA, and it's just going to be the version 2 at the top. It's the T to HA panel with no theme at all, so it's not going to overwrite any themes. And it's version 2, which is the upgrade that has that image optimizer tool. So watch this. Boom. Okay, I'm just going to select it. Okay. Now, what else do I need? Since I'm not installing a database, I don't need a SQL file. So I can ignore that. What else? User password, I can ignore that because it's not going to create anything where it's going to deal with a password, or I can just delete the password. but it won't matter. The user password is kept in the SQL file. If it doesn't install the SQL file, then the user password is just NA. So I didn't even need to deal with that. Okay, so what now? I'm going to submit. It's going to say, hey, you did not add a subdomain. Are you aware of that? Yes. It goes, okay, you also did not add a SQL file. Okay, so you're only adding files to new or existing subdomains if you do this. Proceed anyway? Yes. I know exactly that that's what I intended to do. Okay, so it's applying the updated panel. Now, let me flip back. Okay. Now, that's again on USA listings. Let me refresh. And guess what? See it? The bottom, new option, image optimizer. Now, first things first, I can hit the logo at the top left. See how it just says cleaning there right now? Because, you know, that's like the default alt code word that was in there until we change it. That should be a logo, except that there's no logo selected. So first thing, I can hit it to see what the front end website looks like. It'll show me in a new page. There it is, but you can see at the top now where it says cleaning. That should be a logo, right? So let me swap out and go to global settings. Okay. Again, I'm doing all this on my phone. It's kind of funny to do this bit on my phone, but oh well. And I can go to website logo, select the new logo. That's the idea. All right, you get that much. I'm not even going to bother doing it because I want to wrap this video up soon. Here's what I want to say though. See this image optimizer? Okay. I'm going to hit this image optimizer. Okay, just to show you a new function. And check this out. I can upload images in batch. I can just drag and drop. And I can download all the images as a zip file that also has my backed up images in one place and the optimized images in another so that we don't lose the originals. Just in case some of the optimized ones are too fuzzy for the purpose, just in case, and we want to use the originals for them. So we're not overriding your files. We're giving you both sets together so you can pick and choose. Now, reality check is this tool's been extremely good. It's just that we make backups of all our work anyway. All right, now what? You can clear the queue, a whole queue, just in case you had a bunch of stuff already happening in here and you don't want it bogging down the system because it saves backups of all its work. But I want to go ahead and just clear the queue so I don't lose space on my server. Now check this out. This is the coolest thing. Full panel image optimization. Guess what that means? It means it doesn't matter how many templates I have in this panel. I hit that one button and it's going to optimize all the images template by template in place for all of those templates. Now let me show you how cool that is real quick. I go back to the dashboard, I see themes, okay, and if I go, okay, it's going to show I have one theme, right? Well, let's say I really want to install a lot of themes. Like maybe I want to put in that 50 template stack. All right, again, how fast for that upgrade? Individual installation. Let's select USA listings. Okay. There we go. And no subdomain. No database user. Database password doesn't matter. Local file, no. File repository. Could do a local file. I could upload, even like from my Dropbox or something. I could do that. Okay, just so you know. What do I want? Zip file for the 50 template stack. So I'm going to go in there. Whoops, sorry. Thought I selected it. Yeah, okay. Done. Yeah, there it is. The 50 template stack. Go. Don't need a SQL database or anything, and everything else is just not applicable. So I'm going to submit. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Okay, check this out. This will take an extra moment or two because it's actually going to install a much bigger zip file, right? It's got 50 templates with all the images. It's done. Let's go see what it looks like now. We go back to our listing of templates, okay? And let's refresh that page. Okay. There we go. Now we have templates. Okay. We can work with all of our templates. You want to see something? I'm going to activate this outdoor survival one. Okay. And now I can flip to that. survival gear. Just see what that looks like. It's absolutely awesome, right? Especially on a desktop where it can do so much more that you can see. It's all there. And can I install these templates to different subdomains? Yeah, and for different cities. So if I created chicago-plumber.usalistings.com, I can put up the plumber template there, then I can log into it, and I can upgrade it for whichever Chicago plumber. But then I can create another subdomain called Denver-plumbers, and I can upload the same template there if I want, and then log into that panel and change it for that guy. If I want, I can even give those guys access to their own panels, okay? Yeah, whatever. I mean, this is just all this cool stuff, okay? All these templates are really, really awesome. There's a ton too. So, okay, there you go. I think you get the idea. If I did want to install something to a subdomain, how would I do it? Oh, that's simple. Let's do it, and then I'll probably be done. And you'll get the idea of just how much power we have now. And I want to make one last point in closing. So just give me a second to get this thing done real quick. Hello, where am I? USA listings. Okay. Subdomain, let's say spa, you know, like a Pacific Northwest dash spa, whatever. Spas or spa, okay. Oh, that was supposed to be Pacific Northwest. PNW. Okay, now I do need a database, so I'll just say choose. Then I go to here, flip to repository. I don't care about the password. Let me go get, this time, a landing page, right? Landing page with the panel, okay? And that's going to be my spa, because I have a spa one. See, there it is, spa. And then I want to get the SQL file that corresponds to it. So let's go get that SQL file. And there it is at the bottom. It's the one SQL file for all those choices in that folder. User password, Query5 or any other password, you know, whoever it is for the spas, right? Query5. I'm just doing it so I kind of remember what I'm doing as I go. AAA, you know. And then it would be like support at, right? And it could be, you know, that the same website, right? So like usa-listings.com. And then, by the way, these upgrades that I'm adding, can I also add the upgrades to these subdomains? Yep, I certainly can. So, you know, I can add new templates. I can add the upgrades. They're paying for them, or they're getting them free because I bundled it into the cost. You know, whatever it is, right? So you realize what it's doing right now is actually creating the whole workable website, okay, at that subdomain. So let's try it. First, let me just kind of like select all, copy, because now I'm going to start writing PNW dash SPA dot, okay, paste. And then, of course, I got to get rid of the HTTP bit, right? Okay, cool. There you go. So, and again at the top, that'd be the logo. I just got to go in and actually make a logo work. Okay. You just select a logo from the images and use it. So now I've got this really cool spa template, right? And how hard is it for me or someone else to go in? Well, anyone you give the password to, right? Whether it's you doing the work or the client, because that was the deal, whatever, they or you can go in here and start working on their job, okay? What was that, Query5, right? And there you go, right? You have full access. Can I upload that images optimizer tool to that exact installation on that subdomain? Yes, of course. Just go upload that file set, that zip file for the panel, the version 2 of the panel, into that subdomain. All right. Now, what if somebody isn't paying and you're like, okay, I got to take the work down? How do you take the work down? Just so you know. First of all, if it's on your server, you have full control over the website anyway. But what can we do? We can say subdomain management. Let's delete some subdomain files, maybe without even deleting the subdomains themselves. Okay? Or we want to delete the subdomains without deleting the files. Both of these are available as options. Okay? I just want you to know you can do either one. So if you want to delete the files, you're done with a guy, the guy's done with you, or they're moving on to a new project, or who knows what, or you're doing something else and you just want to get rid of old files, it's time for new files. You can absolutely delete the old stuff, okay? And so you can just say search, you know, and it'll show you whatever it's got. Where am I? I'm somewhere else. Delete somewhere files. But exactly. I mean, there's different things in here. There's manage subdomains. That's right. And then when you go in here, okay, you can find what you want. You can, you know, do what you want with it. Again, the point is you have this incredible control and you physically have it on your phone, let alone on a desktop. So if I want to say, all right, I want to get rid of all that stuff. Okay, this guy didn't pay or whatever, I don't know. I want to get rid of it, not my website, but I want to get rid of it. I can delete the subdomain, that's the big yellow button, but do I need to delete the files too? No, I don't need to. See that? It's a checkbox. So if you are sure you're done, check it. If you're not sure, if you just want to warn the guy, you want to disable the link without deleting the files, deselect it. That way, when we hit delete selected subdomains, the yellow button, it'll delete the subdomain, but not the files. So the subdomain will no longer work, but the files are right there where they were. So it's so simple to go in and just create the subdomain later. Just create it with a simple subdomain verification file, the little tiny text file, right? That's zipped up that you'll upload in the tool. And it'll recreate the subdomain for you, and all the files are still there, so the whole site will reappear. So if you've been saying, hey, don't forget to make a payment this month, and the guy forgets, you want to warn him first, then just simply do it this way, okay? And so I can do it that way first. Well, in my case, I might want to just say, okay, the guy's not responding now, it's just time to make room on my server for the next thing. I can go ahead and do it, and it'll get rid of the subdomain and the files. See, so it's really easy to control everything that you have in your system. So again, if I go back to wherever that was, you know, I forget where it was, here I guess. Yeah, that's it. And I try to refresh now to see about the panel. There's nothing there, okay? There you go. So you have all this control. Of course, the SI tool, you have a bunch of other controls too. That's the coolest thing about it. We can analyze page speed. We can create a backup of the entire website. If you create a backup, you can also restore a backup. But when you do it, it's going to create a backup of the entire public_HTML file. So before you make any changes to a website, okay, I can go create a backup of that website first, just to make absolutely certain, okay, that I'm not going to mess anything up. You know, there's something kind of funny about this particular button. I got to come back to it and double check it. But, oh, there it is. Okay, so if I go to USA listings and create a backup now, okay, about it. So there, okay. And I create the backup now. It'll say, are you sure? I'll say yes. Then it'll let me know if it did it successfully or not. And that way, I'm free to do whatever I want on that website. Okay, there we go. Okay. And now I can go do other stuff on the website. I can try to page speed boost it, you know, apply the page speed booster and things like that. And if there's something that gets screwed up and the website's screwed up, no problem, because I can always restore a backup. I'll say what site, and I'll go get the site, right? And I can restore the backup. And that works the exact same way, right? I mean, it's just so easy to understand because it's the same thing. There it is, done. Okay, restore. Are you sure? Yep. And it will let me know if it's successful. And that's how I know that I'm taking care of everyone's websites, making sure everything's good to go. And there you go. That's the usefulness of a tool like this. You can create sitemaps for a guy. You can optimize all their stuff. You can check Copyscape to make sure that none of their pages are being copied or are copies of other pages. You can manage bulk files, and that's to get rid of all those zip files that people wind up with on their server that's hogging space. Like right now, I can literally say I must have, now that I uploaded stuff, okay, to USA Listings. Again, I just upload stuff to USA Listings. And yeah, you can have this go through the entire WHM server instead of one website at a time. That's the idea. If you search, okay, it'll look however many folder levels deep you said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it'll find all these zip files that we wound up with. Well, guess what? They're just taking up space. The top one's like, I don't know, 250 meg or whatever. I don't want all that stuff eating up my space, so I'm going to check mark it and say remove it because I don't need them anymore. Oh, let's say I needed one. Maybe I want to keep the backup I created. Okay, fine. But I want to get rid of the other ones. See? So you just do it. Okay. And you'll recover megs and megs and megs and megs of space, right? That's the whole point. Did I hit that button? Yeah, I thought so. So yeah, I might have to refresh the page to see it, but the point is, it's finding all those zip files in the different folders wherever they are, whether they're in the public HTML folder or even deeper. That's however many folder levels I selected, right? Yeah, so if I go to look at it again, I'm not sure why it's not refreshing on a phone, but the fact of the matter is it did delete them, I'm sure. And if I go back and check it again, then I'll see that. I'll see that there's only one left. Okay. Yep, there's only mine left. That's it. So there you go. Work is done. All right, I hope you're finding this interesting. Where can you see more about it? Theme 2, okay, html.com. And when you go, okay, go to the videos page. So videos, okay, and on the videos page, near the bottom, okay, yeah, we get a lot of videos, don't we? Near the bottom, there is the software installer tool. Okay, there's 2 rent-to-own options and then a purchase option at the bottom. One option is $100 a month. Okay, rent-to-own. Okay, you can cancel anytime. You can use it for a month or 2 or 3, and you can cancel it if you want. But if you keep paying all the way through and you don't miss, okay, or if you miss a little bit and get a hold of me and say, Dave had an emergency this month, but I really want this thing, is it okay? And I'll say, yeah, sure. I understand. I always give my people some room, okay? Then if you do get this, you're going to be able to use this tool for anyone's websites, and you can create stuff. Now, the $100 a month one will get you a free cPanel a month on our dedicated server. So you know what? It's like getting all these tools for free because that's what a cPanel runs, $100 a year, okay? So $100 a month will get you a cPanel for a year. If you pay again the next month, you get a new cPanel for another year. What's the best thing about that? You can put 1 or more websites on each of those different cPanels, okay? So you can use some of the cPanels to backlink the rest, okay? Meaning you can use some of your websites to backlink the rest, which is something you cannot do with add-on domains. They cannot backlink the top-level domain, but you can have add-ons on one cPanel backlink the related add-ons on the other cPanel, okay? And so you can create variations of websites, run them out, put them out, whatever you want. And since the rest of the tool is free for that amount, then you can do whatever you want with those cPanels. Now, the only thing is this. You don't get the file repository with option 1. The file repository is all the templates, okay? All the landing pages, all the templates with and without the panels, the upgraded files, that's option 2. So option 2 is $250 a month for 12 months. Again, you can cancel any time. But if you keep it up, okay, and you pay it all the way through, you'll get the tool and you'll wind up with 12, or not just 12 in this case. Here's the other thing that's different about it. The advantage to you at $250 a month is we give you 4 cPanels a month, okay? So with the option 1, you get a new cPanel a month. So you're going to wind up with 12 cPanels by the end of a year. But with option 2, you're going to instead of getting a new cPanel a month, you get a new cPanel every week. Okay? So you're going to wind up with, what, 52 cPanels? Or at least, I'm sorry, 12 times 4 is 48. cPanels by the end of a year. Okay? And that's just absolutely awesome because there's so much you can rent out, sell, do whatever you want with those. You can rent those websites, you can sell those websites, trade for goodies. But you get the file repository with option 2. So you get all of those landing pages, all of those templates, and you can install as many websites as you want to your cPanels. Okay, if you need more cPanels, get a hold of us. cPanels are basically $50 each per year when you're buying them directly from us. That's the way we set it up. Then finally, for those of you doing the math and you want to jump ahead, SI Tool Buy Now option, $24.95 if you get the whole thing at once, and you save $500 because instead of paying, paying option 2 for a whole year, okay, which takes you to about $3,000, then you're paying $24.95 saves you $500. Here's the difference there. If you do that, we will give you 50, that's 50 cPanels all at once, okay? And you can start growing hard and fast. Anything and everything you want right now, and you can start selling stuff left and right. Say you make 50 different websites and you sell them each for, I don't care, $400. That's $20,000. You can set them up, line them up, get them ready, and start selling them off so fast. All right, and so that's the coolest thing there, and you'll have that freedom to do it. Okay. All right. So anyway, those are the options. That's at theme2html.com, and on the videos page at the bottom is where you find all this. I hope you like this and the fact that you can run most of this from your phone. Okay. Reset the cPanels first, and you stick them in your software installer tool. Then you've got the file repository. You can start building anything and everything you want right on the fly, okay? And you get free upgrades, and we have new things coming out that we're putting out for everybody. It's absolutely amazing what you can do now and what you're going to be able to do as we continue to add to this tool. We've already added the Better Image Optimizer to this tool. It's amazing how cool that is. And we've also added the Image Optimizer upgrade for all the panels into this tool. And that's extremely cool as well. And we've also added a download function where you can download a build that you, say you put a lot of time and effort into somebody's website and you have that template done and you really changed it. It's not like the original ones that you have in your file repository anymore. It's something new. We have already built in a function on this tool. I'll show you real quick. Where is it? Okay. We have already built a function called subdomains backup. In subdomains, it is the bottom option. It says subdomains backup. The coolest thing about the backup is it actually allows you to go get a template from anywhere that you have access to in your server list. You can go get a template from any subdomain also on any of those websites. And you can download it into whatever folder you want. You can choose the folder, and it will download, it will zip up those files, download them, and it will follow the connection.php information to find the right database and download that database too. So now you can instantly upload that thing somewhere else. So you can make more than one version of something you created with the admin panel immediately. Literally, it takes like a minute to download something and then a minute to upload it somewhere else, okay? And there you go. It's pretty much the same thing that you would imagine. I could go get something right now off of theme2html.com that I had already built, okay? Whatever it is. And I will go to, let me see, connection, subdomain, I can either get it from the root or I can get it from somewhere. Okay, let's say I'm just going to find something cool. a Steam, you know, whatever. And I could say, okay, I'm going to download that. And I'm going to put that where? I'm going to put it into my auto transfers folder because I'm going to transfer it over, right? I'm going to say create that backup now. And when it does, it literally is a new template available, okay? And there it is. It told me, it downloaded it, and it gave it date timestamps, and I have it. I can go and look in my file repository, and it is a new file that I now have. And so if I wanted to, I could go look for it. Done. And there you go. There's the zip file and the SQL file, and they are available for me to install anywhere, just like we've been installing the templates you already had. So this is how you continue to build up your storehouse of templates that you like and you use and you sell or rent. And there you go. This is really some incredible power, and you have the majority of this functionality right on your phone, let alone online on a desktop. Okay, I hope you found this interesting, and I hope you like this tool. I can't wait to see you guys going. Again, go to theme to HTML, and then when you get there, you can go to the videos page, right, in the top choice, videos, okay? And then just scroll to the bottom because the SI tool was the latest new thing we created. So that's where the latest batch of videos is, of course. And the coolest thing is you have all these training videos for the SI tool. It's right here. The software installer tool. And this just covers all of it. Explains everything. So there's no confusion. Okay. So there you go. That's really cool. How to earn a realistic 1,200 a day. You want to watch it? That'll give you a lot of great ideas about what you're doing. Okay, I hope you find this interesting. And yeah, get into this. Check it out. Figure out what you got. Okay, and look forward to it. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. If you have any questions, just ask.